Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 24th of August, 2025, and in this video, we're talking US Mint sales. Why? Because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine demand and mintages. Now, before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's actually a really big number. In fact, it's ginormous. We're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now let's bounce over to Money Metals. I can show you where the spot prices end of the week. So gold now stands at 33.84, 855. Silver at 39.07, platinum at 13.73.55, palladium at 11.52.05, and Dr. Copper ended the week at 4.46 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.59 for a quantity of 1 through 39. They'll have you paying $45.66 pickup sticks. Now, look at that. That's the sell to them price. We rarely ever see $40 and change, but there it is today. The buyback price is $40.27, and that is $1.20 over the silver spot of 39.07. So check that out. It's in demand. Now, our next drop from the United States Mint, just here after these two. Look, remind me. And I'd really love to find out how many they've sold. And I don't think it was 12,000 for this. I don't think it was 60,000 for the American Liberty Silver Medal, only because looking at other products the United States Mint produced this year, they didn't get close to their final mintages. The proof set, the silver proof set. In fact, I think that silver proof set was returned because, or at least, well, taken off the shelves because there was some gold toning on many of those sets. So they were like, well, that's poor quality. We can't sell that. I mean, they could, but then they'd get a lot of returns, right? Now, the next drop is going to be the American Women Quarter Ornaments. That's in 2 days from now. And then on Thursday, you've got the American Innovation 2025 $1 coin proof set. And I will be doing a live stream drop of this particular set. Now, it says there's 62,040 available. And guess what? Yeah, you can't find the subscription on here. So if 10% go to the bulk folks, and the rest of them have been, well, obtained through subscription. And remember, the subscription allowed you to get 5 on a household order limit. And what's interesting, they said the mintage limit and the product limit was 65,010 for the 2025. But look at this. It's not 65,010. It's 62,040. So it'll be interesting to find out what the total of this one is also, and will they even make or produce 62,000 to be able to be purchased? I mean, heck, they could just stop at 50 and call it a day, right? And we don't know what's going to happen to the future of the set. We know that it's not going to be produced as a standalone product for next year. That's a bummer in the summer, but it may be added to the proof set in the as a third lens. And would they add it to the silver proof set? I don't think so. I mean, they could, but that would even make more. That would make more coins that are not silver than coins that are silver. So that would be like, wait, what's going on here? Shouldn't they just call it a clad proof set with a few bonus silver coins? Silver fractional? Probably. Now, over here at coinnews.net, there's an article by Mike Unser dated August 19th. I know that's about 5 days ago now, at least. Title of this article is U.S. Mint Sales Stacey Park Milbern quarter starts at 1.47 million. And that's not a whole lot of folks, comparatively speaking. All right, let's read this to you here. And then I'll speak up in between thoughts here that they have. It says the United States Mint released sales figures for its numismatic products through the week ending August 17, providing the first results for the latest products featuring the new 2025 Stacey Park Milbern quarter. The Milbern quarter marks the 19th installment out of 20, right, out of the 20 coin series honoring the accomplishments of American women. It is the fourth release of 2025 and the second to last coin in the program. Can you believe it's almost over? We have one more quarter, and that's the Althea Gibson. And honestly, she doesn't even have a date for the prom yet. Look at this action over here. Yeah. Well, where is she? Yeah. Whoops, I think I ran right past it, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's only going to drop in the fall. We don't know when she's going to get a date, so we'll find out later, I guess. For comparison, this year's first quarter, honoring Ida B. Wells, opened with sales of 1.6, almost 1.7 million coins, while the second, celebrating Juliette Gordon Lowe, began with 1.8 million coins. The third, Dr. Vera Rubin, right? And that one had 1.5. So where we stand, yeah, 1.4 million. So it's interesting how, it started out kind of 1.6, and then bam, the Juliet Gordon low, 1.8, and then 1.5, then 1.4. And that begs the question, what will the start be for the Althea Gibson quarter? And I would really love for the United States Mint to strike only about 4 million each, only because they need to make this program go out with a bang. I think that would be phenomenal. It says among last year's releases, initial sales were higher across the board. The 2024 quarters honoring Celia Cruz, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, Patsy Takemoto Meek, Reverend Dr. Polly Murray, and Zitka Shah recorded opening sales figures of 1.9, 1.8, 1.9, 2 million, and 1.6 respectively. And don't forget, the Dr. Polly Murray quarter featuring Hope is nominated from the Coin of the Year Awards as one of the best inspirational coins, or I forget exactly what it was. It may have been best circulating coin. And then it says here, each of these totals reflects a slower start than those of any 2023 quarter, whose debut sales ranges from 2.1 for Maria Tallchief to 2.7 for Bessie Coleman. That was a big hit. That was a winner chicken dinner. But what you don't see on here is actually the first year of the American Women quarters because, well, the Mint didn't go gonzo striking them for sales on their website. So the lowest mintage for any of the American Women quarters so far, as a whole, I guess, is especially for the S rolls, would be the 2022 initial year. And it's interesting to see this program end. I can't wait. And I imagine we're probably going to see complete sets starting after the final quarter drops, the Althea Gibson quarter drops. And we're going to see final sets for sale, a complete set, right? For sale on the secondary market, and it'll be interesting to find out how much that costs. Now, here we go. Silver proof set climbs, Sacagawea gold steady, Superman coin and Army Eagle decline. Yeah, that's right, they sure do. And that'll be the second consecutive week of declines for the Superman coin. It's kind of interesting, and I hope the United States Mint has learned something from this initial drop and lowers the mintages for the Batman and Wonder Woman coin and metals that come out later on this year. It says released, launched on August 7th. Almost jumped a whole paragraph ahead of myself there. Launched on August 7th, the 10 coin 2025 silver proof set, 7 coins struck and 3 nines fine. 7 out of 10, that's 3 that aren't, right? That's the nickel, which should be 35% silver, please, with a mint mark over Monticello. That would be cool. That way there could be 8 coins struck in silver. And then you've got the highly coveted 2025 Lincoln cent from this year, okay? And then you got the Sacagawea golden dollar, which isn't gold at all. All right, so recorded 4 days opening sales of 120,807, and I think they had about 185,000 sets total. And yeah, guess what? They've been taken off the shelf. Somebody asked somebody at the Denver Mint, and they were like, well, there's some quality issues. And you probably have seen the issues with the silver proof set. There's toning. Yeah, that's right. There's toning on the coins already. They have like a golden hue to them. Now, during its first full week of availability, sales increased by 6,318 units to reach 127,125. Released on July 31st and limited to 7,500 coins, the 2025 West Point struck proof Sacagawea gold dollar became unavailable about 8 hours after its launch. Since then, only small quantities have briefly appeared here and there, onesie twosies, and then it's gone after a couple seconds or so. But last week's report showed its total rising by 4, right, to 7,444, with the latest report indicating no change. Yeah, after that, that's it. And the stated product limit, I believe, was 7,500. So where are the other coins? Yeah, that's right. Now here we go. This is the want of the year so far, I believe. This is the United States Mint Superman themed gold coin and silver medals debuted on July 24. With the first 4 days, and it's more of a want than the Army Privy marked American Silver Eagle, right? With the first 4 days of pre-sales showing the least expensive metal leading at 30,228 units, followed by the 2.5 ounce silver version at 11,764, and then the gold coin at 6,147. And I think the stated limit on the gold coin was 10,000. Well, guess what? Last week's report showed the gold down 221 units, the 2.5 ounce silver metal up 163 units, and then the 1 ounce silver metal was down 14,000. Where do they get their numbers from? I mean, how could it drop that hard? That's just like, Yeah. And in the latest sales figures, though, the gold coin slipped another 44 to 5,680. Remember, they were at 6,146. Yeah. They're not even back up to 6,000 yet, while the 2.5 ounce metal advanced 255 to 12,181. And remember, the stated product limit on that one is 25,000. Yeah. They're not even halfway there yet. And the 1 ounce metal edged up 30 to 15,812. How many Superman 1 ounce coins or metals do you think they have sitting on the shelf? And if they're only selling 30 a week, multiply that by 4 weeks in a month. Yeah, you're looking at 120 per month. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So I think the Mint needs to do a little bit of soul searching and put these inventories, well, these mintages and stated product limits way down compared to what they are now. All right, in its latest sales data, the no longer available Privy marked 250th anniversary Army 2025 West Point struck proof American Silver Eagle declined again, this time by 2,689 to its new total at 99,500. How perfect that number is, right? Let's see. It marks a second consecutive weekly reduction following the prior decrease of 2,296 pickup sticks. With an official mintage of 100,000, any further adjustments are likely to be more modest. And will we see additional declines? I think absolutely. Now, here we go. This is actually kind of exciting for the United States Mint. The numbers are really, really strong. U.S. Mint's top sellers. Below is the roster of U.S. Mint most sought after numismatic products for the week ending August 17. And we will get new reports starting, I think, on the 26th, maybe the 27th, maybe that Wednesday. Now, check it out. The Stacey Park Milbern quarters, the 3-roll set sold 9,103. The 2025 silver proof set sold 6,318 to 127,125. And that could be it. That could be the lowest minted silver proof set in the history of ever at the United States Mint. That's like, those are old school numbers. Those aren't your grandpa's numbers. No way. Not even close. Now, number 3 is the 2025 proof set. Yeah, that one was taken off the shelf as well. They sold 5,489 to a grand total of 302,992. And I don't know why the proof set was taken off. The stated product limit and the stated mintage limit was 420,002. And yeah, that's not even close. So where the other 120,000? Where'd they go? Because this product is unavailable. Number 4 spots taken by the Stacey Park Milbern. That's the P&D set, sold 2012. Number 5 spot, and as you can see, we're still in the thousands, and we're at number 5. That says a lot about the sales for this particular week. Now, the 5th spot's taken by the 2025 West Point Proof Silver Eagle. That's right, the Proof Silver Eagle. That's the flagship Silver Eagle right there. Sold 1,545 to 221,196. And are they going to take that bad boy off the shelf too and just call it a day? They easily could. Now, number 6 is taken by the Stacey Park Milbern quarters. That's the 100 coin bag out of Philadelphia. Sold 1,336. And look at that. We're still in the thousands here. And number 7 is the 2025 West Point uncirculated Silver Eagle. Sold 1,246. And I do believe they bulk purchasers have got 304 of those. And if you do the math, that's about 12,000 coins. So we stand at about 92, maybe 93,000 West Point uncirculated Silver Eagles there. Yeah, it's too bad too, because it said the mintage limit was 90,000, but it didn't say that there was it was the product limit, my bad, that said it was 90,000, and it didn't have it. Had a none for mintage limit. So that means they can make it like dream up any other product, bulk folks, and then sell as many as they want to them, I guess. Now the number 8 spot, and now we drop below 1,000 at number 8. That's the Denver 100 coin bag, sold 887. Number 9 spot, look at this, the Proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar sold 776, just below the 40,000 threshold, folks. That's remarkable. I think that's actually sold more now than the Greatest Generation commemorative from last year, as well as the Harriet Tubman silver dollar. That's remarkable. Number 10, that's the last one on the list here. Close second to the U.S. Marine Corps silver dollar. You're looking at the uncirculated Morgan silver dollar from 2025, sold 772. And remember, the mintages on that is 150,000. And I think the United States Mint should snap out of it and only make about 100,000, maybe 75,000 to make a little bit more rare. And that product will not be sitting on the shelf right now if that were the case. Now, in its latest report, the U.S. Mint published sales data for 582 numismatic products. 4 products saw week-over-week gains of more than 1,000 units compared to 1 previously. The U.S. sales momentum edged higher last week. That's right, momentum. I like the way they put that. Now, with 94 products surpassing their previous gains, the figure is slightly above last week's 90 and remains in line with recent weekly increase of 110, 85, 103, 105, 89, 120, 98, and 93. Yeah, things are ramping up at the United States Mint. No doubt about it. In addition, 5 products recorded weekly sales declines compared to 9 in last week's report. Beyond the items already noted, other notable decreases include a drop of 3,843 to the 139,000, right, for the uncirculated 2025 Mint set. And what's interesting about that, yeah, that thing dropped on July 17th. So we're a month and a week or so past the drop date, and they're still dropping numbers on that. I don't know why. Is it a quality issue? Could be, right? We don't know what's going on there, and the Mint isn't too communicative as to what's going on with their products. Now it says that's on additional, adding to the prior week's decline of 1,119 and a reduction of 102 to the 3,517 for the 100-coin Philadelphia bags of the Texas Innovation Dollars. Yeah, but that's still gone, all right? Now, the U.S. Mint sales numismatic products. This period covers from August 11 to August 17. Products with an asterisk are no longer available or had no reported sales. And I got to tell you, look at that. These 2025 commemorative coins featuring the Marine Corps' 250th anniversary is, well, the numbers speak for themselves. That's rocking. That's solid, especially if you compare it to the 2024 commemorative coins. Really quite something there. Look at the sales here now for the Morgan and Peace silver dollars. Yeah, these are outselling the American Silver Eagles by a tremendous amount. And if I added up all the numbers here, I'd probably have more sales for Morgan and Peace silver dollars than I do for the American Silver Eagles. That's remarkable. And we still have not seen the 2025 Morgan and Peace dollars, and they actually have a lower mintage limit, lower stated product limit as well. And I think I don't know if it's a hair under. Let's give you a quick heads up on that because I know they're not right there. Up 1, up 2, there we go. So these have a new mintage right now. And the stated product limit is 180,000. And if you recall, the original, well, not the original, but the 2021 commemorative ones, the ones they re-released 100 years later, yeah, that was 175,000 for all of those ones. So that was kind of amazing. And oh, guess what? Yeah, the Morgan and Peace, they actually have different mintage limits now. The Peace dollar is 170, while that Morgan dollar is 180. And I think that's the Mint's admission that the Peace dollar isn't as highly collectible as the Morgan dollar, because the mintages were identical ever since 2021. This is the first year that they're not going to be identical. And that begs the question, what is the mintage going to be going forward for that 2-coin reverse proof set that doesn't have a photograph here? It's the last one on the Mint schedule that doesn't have any information on it. So that's kind of interesting. Now let's keep on keeping on. Comic art, coin, and metals. Yeah, look at that. Oh boy, yeah, the Superman gold coin lost 44. I think those are canceled orders because people are just basically over it. And they say, if they see the demand isn't there and actually the price had dropped from the initial price of the gold coin, yeah. Because actual gold ounce prices came down and the Mint went, well, it's a little cheaper now. And I think that prompted people to cancel their orders. And that's the problem with the Mint doing pre-sales. They've done it to themselves. And I don't think there would be any issues with people canceling their orders if it wasn't a pre-sale. But if people see the writing on the wall, they're going to be like, yeah, I think I'm out. And then they're going to call the Mint or cancel their order that way. Now, the 2.5 ounce silver medal sold 255. Like I said, grand total of that one is 25,000. But check this out. This is the big wah-wah on the whole thing. Yeah, the 1 ounce silver medal. I mean, after that initial 30,000, oh my gosh, wow. And then to go down 14,000 to make it 15,000. Yeah, that's like, what are they doing over there? Where do they get these numbers from? And does that person still have a position at the mint, even though, you know what I mean? Or is it like a team of people that come up with that number and then it just drops precipitously? Yeah, so 30 per week is nothing to write home about. I don't think it's a successful program so far, but that doesn't mean it won't be, right? Because there are people out there, and myself included, I really wanted this program to succeed. I wanted it to be fantastic, but some of the designs are just like, ooh, and I don't know if the CCAC and the CFA are comic enthusiasts. I'm not sure about that. And if they were, would we have better designs? Because I know for a fact there was so many cool ones out there, and they just weren't used. And some of the facial expressions on these coins is kind of funky, if you ask me. I'm not a fan, not a fan. All right, let's keep on keeping on here. We got the Armed Forces silver medal. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. The U.S. Army 1 ounce silver medal is at 74. The Navy, and now it's 70. Army beat Navy. Not this year in football, I imagine. Look at this. They sold 30 of the Air Force 1 ounce silver medals. That's exactly how many they sold, yeah, for that 1 ounce Superman silver medal. It's just sad. American Liberty Products, can't wait to see next week's sales figures. We're going to see the American Liberty High Relief Gold coin and that silver medal tally up here on American Liberty Products. And that's it. They're not selling those anymore. They could have, I mean, they were just available yesterday morning at 7:30 a.m. for a moment in time, like a split second, and then they were gonzo. Yeah, not available. Clad proof sets, yep, they took those off. So that could be the final mintages, and that would make one of the least minted proof sets in a long, long time. Down and to the right. That's where this product is headed. Down and to the right on the graph. It's incredible. It really is quite something. Look at this, 186 sets for the American Women Quarter proof sets. That's also gonzo, all right? Silver proof set, that one we know is gonzo with the quality problems because some of the coins were toning gold. But there it is. That could be the final mintage, unless they go through all of these coins and go, well, we can sell that one. We got to scrap that one. This one has toning. This one doesn't. If they hand sort them and go through all of them, they might be able to. But really, I mean, have you ever tried to open one of those sets up? Not necessarily the lens, but just the paper product part. Yeah, sometimes I Godzilla the paper part, and I ripped it, darn it. So maybe they won't go through. Maybe they'll just toss all of them. Who knows? Not sure what's going to happen there. But if that is the final mintage for the silver proof set from 2025, that's going to be highly sought after going forward. That mintage is super duper low, and especially if it has that Kennedy $half in it. That's, well, highly coveted, right? That's amazing. And we've seen sales for that particular $half. And what is that going to do for the $half going forward? That silver $half is going to be what? $200, $150 still? I mean, it almost pays for the whole set before this thing even dropped. That was incredible. Some interesting times here going forward. Let's see. Congratulations set. Limited edition silver proof set sold 68. They got loads of those sitting out there. I think they were at 40 or 50,000. Well, they've learned their lesson on that one because going forward, that's why do I keep going down? I don't even need to. Yeah, the silver proof set for this year. Look at this. If I go to the subscription, yeah, 25,008. And after that, this is it, folks. This is the last limited edition silver proof set that the United States Mint will make. And, this could have been a really hot item, okay, if they would have differentiated it with the regular silver proof sets. If they just put maybe a Privy mark on it or, something like other than what we already can get, with that silver proof set. Because all they've done is made a matrimony with the San Francisco proof and the silver proof set. That's all it is. It's just a matrimony between those two sets, and they call it the limited edition silver proof set. But I'll tell you what, if you didn't get that Kennedy $half in the silver proof set, this is going to be your last opportunity right here. So that might be a hot item this year, not only because it's the last one, but because people missed out on that Kennedy $half. And that's going to be a pricey set. So here we go with the uncirculated mint sets. We know the United States Mint's product limit on that one is the same as last year. It's 190,000. And how many of these bad boys are left, I'm wondering. It's got to be in just a couple thousand, and that's it. And it's game over for that highly coveted Denver Jefferson nickel. Interesting things going on here. Let's keep on the ornaments. Here we go. Proof and reverse proof. Silver Eagles. Yep, the Army Privy Silver Eagle lost 2,689 and it now stands at 99,500. And we could actually see that drop lower. You never know. 801 there for the bulk, 915 there. Yeah, solid numbers there for the American Silver Eagle. This is the uncirculated American Silver Eagle. Yeah, look at the 305. Yeah, you do the math there, 305, 305, and you multiply that by 40 coins in one of those. That's 12,200. And then you add the 80,000. So let's go ahead and add the 80,000 and 349, and we're going to get a grand total of 92,549. And yeah, were they supposed to strike that many? Not so much. That's the San Francisco proof. And I want to show you here. Hang on one second. Almost there. And we are there. There it is. Yeah, check it out. So product limit 90,000. Mintage limit none. Yeah, that's kind of vital to remember that, because this none, yeah, they could be selling 1,000 of those to the bulk folks. And then how much would the mintage be at that point? So yeah, bummer in the summer. And it's too bad that they still have that bulk program. Not a fan. I hope they get rid of it soon, maybe next year. I don't know. But that would be great. And it would be also great if they actually put a mintage limit for the bulk folks instead of having none there. So that would be nice. Either do one or the other, right? That would be fantastic. All right, Proof American Gold Eagles. Look at the solid gold sales there. Solid Gold. Remember that show? That was great. I think that was my, I'm related to that guy, Ed McMahon from, was it Solid Gold? No, I think he was on Star Search or something like that. Either way, it just, I digress. Let me keep focused. Yeah, the gold coins are selling very well. Look at this. Uncirculated American Gold Eagle from 2025 sold 91 for almost a 5% increase. That's amazing. Proof Bison coins there. Yeah, not really much to speak about going on there. Barbara Bush First Spouse. We go Proof American Platinum Eagle. Nothing really going on there. Not even at 90%. We're almost at 3/4 there. Let's see, American Palladium Eagle. Nothing going on there. Presidential Silver Medals. Now this is interesting. Obviously, the Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, they're all going to have silver medals, right? So what's interesting about that is we could see a list just like this for the comic art coin and medal series. And yeah, it just reminds me of that. And they can strike those 1 ounce coins in perpetuity as long as they want, right? Wow, I've spoke for almost 30 minutes. What's going on here? All right, American Innovation reverse proof sets. Yeah, not bad, but not great. It's still there. That's for 24, 23, 22, and 21. They don't sell those much anymore. There we go. Check that out. This is the American Innovation Dollar out of Texas. These are all supposed to be gone. So the people that got these, they were waiting at 7:30 in the morning to pick these up. They just couldn't wait. They were chomping at the bit going, gimme, gimme, gimme. Gotta have it. Now there's the Florida Innovation Dollar. Those are gonzo. The 2025 from Michigan. Yeah, that 25 coin roll set from Denver. Gonzo. That 25 coin roll set from Philly, also gonzo. Yeah. And then what you have here, what's still available is the first issuance from this year, 2025. And that is going to be the Ray Montague design there, the very first part of the year. Not bad sales. And then after that, we've got the American Women Quarters, which we've talked about already, especially with the Stacey Park Milbern Quarter. And that can be found just after the 2018 American Innovation Dollar, right? Oh, wait, my bad. We got the First Spouse, we got the Herbert Walker Bush, and then we've got the Native American Dollar, just not even a blip, almost a percent there. And that was the 100 coin bag from Philly. After that, we got the Kennedy half dollar. Look at this. That's 2 weeks in a row of solid sales for those uncirculated 200 coin bag featuring Philadelphia and Denver. And I think we have a grand total of 13,000 of those available. So we're still about 5,000 of those bags still available sitting at the Mint's warehouse. Now here we go. Stacey Park Milbern Quarters. Yeah, what's interesting about this, the three-roll set for Vera Rubin was 9,375. That begs the question, we're kind of close, within 200 rolls here of the Stacey Park Milbern to the Vera Rubin. Does that mean we're going to see some negative adjustments here? Because look at this, the two-roll set sold 2012. We only sold 2031 here. Yeah, so it kind of makes me think that this here, these numbers are going to go down slightly. And that's just the way it is, because we're really remarkably close to the last issuance for the Dr. Vera Rubin quarters. Isn't that something? And I think that's going to be it for the sales show today. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's go to the plus ones. Bingo. This is conformity. Oh, conformity. What's that? Is that a bad word? Not really. No. If you want people to think you're wise, just agree with them. But remember this, where many go, no grass will grow. Yeah, so if you want to be unique, if you want to be yourself, yeah, you might not want to be conforming to other people, but sometimes you kind of have to, right? Sometimes it's not a bummer in the summer. Now let's bounce over here to 3Nine's Fine, 99.9 KOIN News Radio. Found this one. I thought that was a really cool Japanese version of this ELO Time album, and this is from 1981. It's the whole album, 44 fun minutes of music. I guess that's what it is. It's fun music to listen to. Yeah, that was made in 1981. They were way ahead of their time, no doubt about it. I've seen them in concert probably 3 or 4 times now. Really dig that band. One of my favorites. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. Now, y'all have a great rest of your weekend. Stacker out.